And we are live. Hello, everybody. I hope everyone has had a good week so far. Please tell me it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, right?
It is Wednesday.
It is Wednesday. So Sherrie and I are here to talk about positivity during the pandemic. I know that is kind of how do you do that? But she and I were having a conversation about a week ago. That's about a week ago. And she was telling me like the kind of affirmations she was giving to the kids so that they didn't feel like they just kind of lost their whole summer, missed everything. It was, she had some good things to share. So first, if you guys have comments, we will be, or questions or anything like that, or anything, you can just, leave us a comment on Facebook. We're in the group, and we're also live on the page. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get started. So, Sherrie.
Hello, I'm Sherrie.
You are one of the happiest people I know. Just happy all the time. How do you maintain that for the kids? Tell them some of what you told me. Now, I can't say that I remembered it because I am still the person who's like, oh my gosh, there are 500,000 new cases. And I say it out loud. So I don't even know what kind of anxiety the kids got right now. I don't know. But they know me. They know I got issues. So right. Tell me how you do it. What do you do?
So that is probably one of the main things we don't do. We don't really watch the news with the kids around. We try not to even really talk about it. They know the virus is out there. They know the virus is doing bad things. They know about
Oh, you froze.
Social distancing. They're not oblivious to the virus and about like the death toll or, things of that nature. We don't do that. So that's one thing that I think we have not done is had the news on, or that, oh God, is somebody else dying? And if I'm really honest, we ourselves were, and they didn't know, it just kind of happened and it went through and it was a done deal. So that's one of the things that we've done to probably keep some of the negative vibes about COVID out of the house, just kind of not talk about it.
So what about when they want to hang out with their friends and they start to get sad because they can't do everything that they're used to doing? Like, what do you do to get them back up and excited and everything?
Well, so recently we have acquired a pod. I guess that's what everybody's calling it, a quarantine of children that they can hang out with. It's outside, we try to keep it moving like you're riding a bike, we're not sharing, things and stuff like that, but they have acquired that. But before that, like, for example, my son, I was like, oh, it's August, summer's over. And, he just was like, oh, what a boring summer. And I was like, no, not a boring summer. We're healthy. Nobody got sick. You're healthy. We have food. We have jobs. This is the things that I was listening with him. And just kind of then I did let him know, some kids did not make it through this or this far with parents, with a grandparent, with, some children are really lost in this, not just because of COVID, but maybe their parents lost their jobs, so they don't get to eat like they used to, or whatever the case. So I just kind of redirected him. And when I said that, he was like, oh, then it was like, oh, my summer has actually been okay.
It's not so bad.
Right.
And, I know that there's a lot of fear around that, but the fact that they could say, my summer's been boring versus my summer has been tragic.
Right.
Is a blessing on its own. So, reminding them of the good things is always a plus.
And what is boring? I mean,
exactly. What does that even mean?
Six Flags and stuff like that, but I feel like they've had a pretty decent summer.
Well, you didn't see us, so there's that.
We didn't. And that they would say is the worst summer ever. I mean,
Like that's a summer thing that didn't happen.
Right.
So.
And there are things like we haven't seen our parent, they haven't seen their grandparents. So they definitely have missed some things. But I just try to point out the things that we have versus the things that we don't have.
Okay. So how is the pod thing working out? Do you all like talk to each other about where you're going, what you're doing? Does it feel like you have to check in, or is it just, all right, these are the people we hang out with, but we still socially distance?
Right. So we all live right here together. And so not to say you stalk, but we pretty much know each other's habits. So out of the 4 families, I think it is, maybe 5, only one parent actually goes to work.
Okay.
Take that back. The wife actually starts. So now it's 2.
Okay.
But one is getting tested every week, and one is in a pretty safe environment, if you want to say it that way.
Okay.
So it's not a check-in per se. Like I don't have to be like, oh, I'm going here this week. It's just it's more like we know that you're being safe, you're social distancing. So, if you decide to go to a birthday party of another family or whoever, and you decided not to wear your mask, you decide to keep your kids away that week.
Okay.
It's kind of you know what I mean? Like if we go visit our parents, then the kids can't dip back in the pod for, 2 weeks.
So it's just kind of being responsible. And
it's being responsible and honest and trusting that crew, right? That's what you have. I mean, trust is the big word here in this whole thing. Even when you get together with your family, you're trusting that you haven't been coughing or sneezing in the last week and then coming to this event.
Got you.
So that's kind of been the big thing. And we have iterated. You're not sharing snacks. You're not doing this. You're not touching, pre-pandemic, you could share Legos or chalk. No, we have our chalk. You have your chalk. You can be like, look at what I drew, but certainly don't take mine and use it.
Right. Like, do you have orange? No, I don't. It don't even matter if I do, because you don't have it, because it's mine.
Then nothing.
Wait, say that again.
Do I have what?
Wait, say it one more time.
Oh, I was saying it's not the extent of what they're used to, but it's something.
Got you. So what about how they feel about going back to school? Because that's usually a pretty exciting time and everybody's, hype about it. The new clothes, shoes, notebook. I got my new backpack. Can't wait to see my friends, meet new people. And now we're going to see them in a little Brady Bunch square on the screen. So tell me a little bit more about how you keep them hype about school.
So initially, I had 3 out of 4 that wanted to go back to school. I had one that was like, nope, don't want to wear a mask. I don't want any parts of that. So he was fine to be home, period.
Okay.
Once the other 3 got word that they weren't going back.
Say it again.
By that
you said
time,
the other 3 you froze for a second. You froze for a second. So you said the other 3 got word that you weren't going back?
That we were staying home, yeah.
Okay.
And by that time, the oldest understood that he couldn't, that no, I need to be at home. But my younger 2, they want to go. They want friends, they want interactions. In fact, my first grader, I just really told him the other day, and he like melted into the ground. I don't want to do meetings, because that's all he could think about is Zoom and the meetings, and he thinks that
he don't want to do meetings.
And that's exactly what he said. He was like, I don't want to do meetings. And I was like, oh no.
Oh my God.
And so then he did say, he was like, I don't mind doing the work. I just want to do crafts. Right. So then I had to think of how I'm going to add crafting into his, because I'm not a crafter. Like I'm really not at all.
Well, the good thing is neither is he. Whatever you make gonna be better than what he makes. So
right. And so I just have to be intentional about making sure I add something like that into his day, because that's what he feels like he's missing, the making something.
Is the school going to have some sort of craft activity? Because the kids have been doing out school and all these really interesting things over the summer. I'm wondering if school is going to be a letdown for some kids. They'll be like, what is this classroom? What are you doing?
They did have the specials when we first started quarantine in the spring. And so
Okay.
the art teacher did supply all that. It's just, I think at that point, we were all trying to make sure we got the academics in. So it was
Okay.
very hard to think specials because all the special teachers did supply the specials. It was just at that point, I was just trying to make sure they got the academics in.
Okay.
So now I've kind of figured out how to fit that in and make sure we get that done. And as a matter of fact, we have to get it done because it's a grade. So yeah,
Okay.
there will be the art teacher will supply us some things to do.
Okay.
So I just had to remind him again, you're safe, you're not sick, we'll be home together and mommy can make lunch, which is always a big, I can make lunch and you don't have to take peanut butter and jelly. So,
And mine are happy about that. They are happy about being able to eat at home because that was, going to school, that was their biggest complaint was that's nasty. I haven't eaten all day. I forgot to pack my lunch. That's one.
Right.
School lunch is free, but it's nasty and I don't want it. And so we would end up on the way to our other activities going to get Subway, or they would send me a message and be like, can you please bring me something? Or can you bring dinner when you like?
Right.
So they're hype about that part. That they're pretty excited about.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling? How are you keeping yourself positive about having four children going to school in your house? Because it used to be
right.
four of them were out the door and out early, so you could have your day. You could go to work if you felt like it.
Let's be honest, Eva. I only had 6 months of that because
that's true. Because the small one was home.
David just went to school.
Oh, you froze a little bit.
Going to.
Oh, okay. Wait, you froze a little bit. What did you say about David?
Oh, remember he just went in September of 2018, and I was so excited because it was going to be my first time in 12 years having everybody out of the house. So I got 6 months of that. And here we are, and now everybody's back. So
can I say same?
Right.
Mine went back in September. I'm like, hot dogs.
Yes.
Look, homeschool is done. Watch me go to coffee, y'all. Watch me do all kinds of stuff. I am going out. I am having myself a time.
Right. Yeah.
And okay, did anybody really believe that it was going to be this long?
No. I mean,
I did not believe
in March, and we thought, okay, September they'll go back, and now we're like, oh, September 2021, can't get here fast enough.
But I'm sitting here thinking that it's like a swine flu type business, right? Like that it was going to be something they dealt with. We don't have to worry about it.
Right.
Hopefully not too many people get sick.
Yeah.
They're back to school in September. I believed that. Look at me. Now, this is why I can't keep the kids positive. This is why. Because I'm having a hard time, Sherrie. I'm having a very difficult time here.
Yeah.
I am struggling.
Yeah.
So give me some positivity, please. Since you already talked about how to give it to the kids, it's pretty simple. Can we talk about me now?
So I think, yes, because I think that's where we are, right? The parents are, mom and dad, just struggling with the thought of being with their children 24/7. And it's not that you don't love your kid. We all know, it's not that. It's just that none of us were meant to be together 24 hours a day.
5 days.
5
and then
days.
They're telling
7
us
days.
We're trying to replicate the school day.
Right.
So would any of us choose to sit in a classroom with our children all day? Absolutely not.
Right.
I would not do that.
And I think you said that this isn't even homeschool because we can't go to a museum. We can't go, we can't go places. I mean, you can go places now. It is a little bit freer, but not really. I mean, I haven't taken my kids to the museum or anything like that.
And the museums are open here, but it's like, half the exhibits are closed.
Yeah.
If you've been
before. Are open here, if you wear a mask, you can pretty much get in everywhere. It's just a different experience, and it's the risk factor. What are you willing to risk when you go somewhere? And that's to each its own. That's a whole nother platform. But yes. So for the mother or the parent who is at home trying to figure out, oh, how do I keep myself?
Or the auntie who was free
right,
and doing her
right,
minding her business, or the grandma
right.
who was like,
Or the grandma.
I don't want the kids to go back. Now they're
Exactly.
home with me.
Yes. Yes.
Help us.
For all of those. One, I would encourage us all to stop watching the news. I mean, definitely keep abreast. But me and my husband found that the days where we were just like, you almost drown in it, right? You turn it on and you kind of get lost in it, especially with us being right here in New York, New Jersey. You're like, I mean, you just sit there with, especially the beginning, it was like, all these people are dying and all these people have it. And oh my good, like, you know, you were just, it could just consume you. So that's one. Definitely, you know, turn it off. Another, I would even say social media, because I think right now what you have is the comparison gods are out, right?
Oh,
so
help
this
us.
one has her wall looking like this for the kids, and this one has this, and this one has that, and all I have is a table and some crayons, you know. And I think that that also starts to feed into your emotion, like, am I not doing enough?
Yes.
So
Speak
definitely,
on that, please.
you know, pulling out of that thought, you know, we're all doing what we can, and you know, you have what you have. Others are more creative than others. I just told you I'm not creative, so you're probably not going to see leaves and dimes and quarters on the, you know, I'm doing good to get a quarter out of my purse and say, first grader,
Just get some tape.
Quarter, what is this worth?
Right? I mean, does it have to be a quarter that's this big and
right.
with your hand-drawn picture of who is that, George Washington? With your hand-drawn George Washington? No, you can go get a quarter out their piggy bank and be like, this is a quarter, my dear. Please don't lose this. I mean, I feel like that'll work. I feel you, and if you feel some kind of way, tape it to the wall. You can just put it up there with some tape. Whatever you got to do. But I think the comparison.
So definitely that, like,
big
stop
thing.
Yeah. Just remember that at this point, we're all winning, right? You're doing it. You're doing what you can, and your best is your best. Like, don't go on Pinterest and, you know, you're going to have your friends that have these amazing looking things, but you do what you do. And amazing is what you do, right? Your child only knows what you're doing for them.
Right.
So we have to stop watching the news and let go of the comparison. You know, just stop it. Hit that big heart that says like.
And that's not to say that you don't have to, that you can't post it, because be proud of yourself, girl, or sir, if you killing it, let it, you know, put it up there. I might not see it because, like Sherrie said, I'm gonna log out because my kids will be sitting crisscross applesauce on their beds with them laptops. Right. That's it. Right. If they start to get back pain, go to the table.
Right. What it all comes down to is knowing your trigger. So if you start to feel overwhelmed by what you're not doing because everybody else is doing, don't. Yeah. Don't do that. Just walk away and do your best.
I like that.
3, make sure we are sleeping. Definitely. Ooh. A cranky mom cannot effectively do a day. You just can't
hydrate.
Yes. And hydrate.
I know some people would rather have something else in here, but
no, and let's not do that, right? Let's not do that. You know, yes, sleep, like, definitely. I mean, and I'm guilty because you go to bed, it's the only time you have that's quiet, and you want to watch all you can or read all you can or whatever your thing is after the kids go to bed. But definitely, you know, sleep, because at 8 o'clock in the morning when that teacher comes onto her Zoom lesson.
And then on some, you know, they can't eat. So you froze for a second. Say that again. I think you might still be frozen. I think you're frozen.
You froze. I stopped talking though.
Oh, did we both freeze? Okay.
Yeah.
But say that again. Oh, about 8 o'clock on the call?
I was saying at 8 o'clock when that teacher comes on, you got to be just as upbeat. You can't be like, oh gosh, I'm not here. Get your pencils. Yep. Get your paper.
Have you seen some of those videos where you see parents running behind the kids, They trying to shove a breakfast sandwich down on the table. So
Okay, so just that leads us to number 4. Get prepared the night before. Everything you can. Make sure. I mean, I have little ones, so I have to make sure I have the crayons, the markers. Most teachers are going to post the day before what you're doing the next day. So make sure you have all that, because that will feed your mood. If you can get up in the morning and be like, everything's ready, everything's good, I've slept, the supplies are where they need to be, the printouts are here, then it'll go much better for you and child, right? So don't be cranky, have your supplies together, stay off social media, and stop watching the news. These are all great things that I probably should write down for myself.
Listen, those are things we need to do on a daily basis. So Elle says she never seems to get enough water in the day. Now, you are a person who believes in go get some water. Do they have like, you're putting water bottles on your desks and doing all that stuff?
I drink a lot of water. And I don't even know how to give advice. I have water bottles everywhere. They're just, they stay, they stay. I have in the car. They're everywhere. I drink a lot of water. Elle, how can you get that in? What are you doing? How do we help you?
Maybe look, Elle is like the most like organized, healthy. She probably has the water there, just don't drink it. I bet you. I bet you. And it's
funny you say that, because I think we drink a lot. Like, I'm totally off subject here, but I just Googled the other day, like, how much water we should drink. And it was saying 1/2 ounce to 1 ounce per pound of weight. So
they must not know how much I weigh. See, that's the problem.
Or somebody
in the bathroom.
2.5 liters. So almost a gallon of water. So,
wow.
Yeah.
But I really believe you guys get it in. You get that water in.
I do. I do. I mean, intentionally. Like, I wake up, I drink 32 ounces before I even walk to the toilet. It's filled up. It's next to my,
See, that's why your skin is so clear. Mine is so clear because there's a lot of makeup on it. You have like lip gloss and
that's it.
Twist out. Like,
you see, that's it. That's why I'm shiny. But
that's them good oils, girl. Them good oils. That's what. See, Elle said you're glowing. It's unfair.
I am. Thank you.
You look so happy and fantastic. See, this is why I love chatting with you. And you're always like, Eva, turn your camera on. I'm like, I don't want to. I don't want to do that.
Oh, when I go to chat with you during the day, you're like, no, I'm not doing that.
You like see this much in my head, like right here. That's what you see. But all right, so we talked about what to do about us. And yes, I'm not sure who this is, but they said I agree. I never thought it would be this long. Neither did we. Look, I think I was pretty positive at the beginning, and I would tell the kids, stop looking at the numbers, because they would Google the numbers and stuff like that. And they had friends that would Google the numbers, so they would be sitting there saying, "Oh, up the street from us, we have 16 new cases," and then the next day it'd be like 148 new cases. So I didn't think it was going to be like this, but they are the ones that don't check anymore. Now it's just me, and I don't even know why I'm checking, because I think we're at like 5 million. It doesn't matter anymore. We just need to get it fixed.
And you can only do what you can do for yourself.
That's right.
You have to be responsible and stay safe.
Right. And wear a mask so you don't hurt anybody else.
Right.
And that's all. And teach your kids.
Wash your hands.
Yes. Yes. And teach your kids to wear a mask so they can keep their friends safe. I think that's really important. So if you could talk about the fantastic giveaway that we have. Speaking of positivity.
Because that was going to be my other point. I was going to say there was another point about praying and meditating.
Yes. Tell us about that.
Whatever your cup of tea is, just do it. Because again, if you can keep your spiritual self strong, right? Your spiritual self, your physical self, sleeping and exercising, walk or do something, guys. Please do something, because that also burns a little something off of you.
How many miles did you do today?
4 or so. I did 4
See
or
there?
so.
If I looked at my phone and it counted my steps, it's like you did 40 steps.
Yeah. You know,
Sad.
but that's been good for me. Like, I'm so glad I started. But people who know me, like the other day, my mom was like, "How many miles did you walk today?" I was like, 9. She was like, "What's on your mind?" Like, she was like, "What did you think about for 9 miles?" So, oh, good. Elle just got back from her walk.
And
Excellent.
I think I talked to you that day too. I was like, but why though?
Right.
I didn't even think there was something on your mind. I'm like, are you trying to eat a Snickers when you get back? Like, what is this about? There's got to be a reason to do something like that. But
yeah,
okay.
it's just been very therapeutic because you can walk and pray and think it out without any, and you walk. It's been very, very beneficial as well. So, on that note, we are doing a giveaway tonight. Our friend Ray Mathis has written a book. Oh, you have one too?
I have one too.
The Book of Tiny Prayers. It's great. It gives you some prompts and it just kind of leads you things to think about on positive notes that you can kind of wind down, meditate, ground yourself, however you want to put it. But it is definitely good. So we're going to do a giveaway tonight. If you have liked, commented, if you are watching and you like or comment, we will put your name in a drawing and we will draw the book. We'll draw your name. And whoever's name we draw, we will send the book to you ASAP. It's so good. It's got so many little promptings in it, and then there's lines for you and things to get you to think about and points and gratefulness and
This is one of my favorite. I pray your side hustles turn into full businesses.
Yes.
I like that. So this
Yes.
book, one of the things I love about it is that it's practical prayers, right? And it's as if somebody else is praying for you. Like, that's one of my favorite things about it, right? It's like when I read it, it's like I'm praying for myself, and whoever wrote this was thinking of me and prayed for me. So how long will the comments be open for people to kind of...
Well, let's give the people till the morning. So at 10 a.m. tomorrow, whoever's commented and liked, we will put names in and we'll draw out by 10:30. We will make an announcement. Who won?
Sounds
It's
good.
really good because not only does it prompt you to be thankful and grateful, but it also prompts you to keep dreaming and thinking of who you want to be. Because I think that's the other thing is we've got lost in this pandemic. It's like we're in the pandemic. So a lot of people's visions and dreamings and things like that have stopped. So this will also keep you there, and it'll take you outside the box. So you're not thinking about the next Zoom lesson or all of that.
Look, if you want to, if you don't win and you want to buy it yourself, go to Untitled 1975. Let me put that up here so you can see it. So you'll go to Untitled 1975. And that is Ray's website. You can also go to at Vermilion Pearl and see how she uses hers. Everybody uses it differently, but she uses it kind of like an art journal as well. And there you go. So that's her website. And she uses it as an art journal. So you can take your kids' crayons and color something in it. You can, because that's what we have right now. A lot of, but you can also see, take your kids' crayons and make something beautiful. She's done a whole bunch of cool things to it. She has gold leaf in hers. She gonna put the Crayola markers. Why do you have them so close to you?
Because children were here. You can't hear them, but they wanted to see mommy and they wanted to, so
bring things. Well, they were useful
to keep your lips sealed.
Things that keep you quiet. I like that. So anyway, we are about at that 30-minute mark. If we don't have any questions, that will be the end of that. Now, if you do have questions later, if you're watching this on a replay or something like that, go ahead and leave your questions. We will revisit and, and chat with you. If you have questions about how Sherrie does things, don't ask me because
Oh, can I add? I was going to say also your dry erase markers, writing affirmations on your mirrors or your windows, or, the kids love that. And then they see it all the time, right? You see
I like
whatever it is.
that.
Ours tend to be Bible verses.
I like that. And see, we have a whole lot of windows here.
Oh, you could get busy. Yes. And you're artistic. Your handwriting.
Yeah, I'm not doing a lot. It'll probably just be words. That's it.
That's what you say. But once you start, it'll be this beautiful mural. And I'll be like, oh, there goes that comparison.
Look, I still have the Christmas lights up, and it is, what month is this? It's August. Because I was like, oh, I'll take them down. Like when March came, I was like, oh, let me take them down so it's not embarrassing. And then it's a pandemic, and the kids were like, we need lights. We need happiness. Nice. I said, okay.
Are they white lights?
They're just, they're white. They're not like Christmas lights. They just look like
decoration. That's decoration.
Yeah, they look like decorative lights. So that's what we'll go with. But anyway, guys, if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments and we will get back to you, get back to them. Otherwise, thank you so much for hanging out with us this evening. So we have a lot of questions that came from people who joined the group, the Regular Homeschoolers group. So we have a lot of questions, and in the next couple of weeks, we will do kind of just do all the questions and answer all the questions when you get a chance. Look for us in the group. Look for Sherrie in the group. Look for me in the group. Leave comments, chat with your people. Make sure you check and see what day it is. Drop some resources that you find, anything like that. We would really, really appreciate it. So everybody, my last words, don't hurt yourself. It's going to be fine. We're going to be okay. Because Sherrie said so. Sherrie, what's your last words? What you got?
My last words are just be kind to yourself. This is new. Everything is new, and we're all going to give it our best go. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to your teachers. They're trying to.
Yes. I'm going to work on that. All right, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Good to see you as always, Sherrie. Bye.